بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I got lots of messages while I have been here for the last few days, and even on Twitter or on the Facebook official, someone saying this convention is where we listen to talk, but we have no time to interact and to have time with the speakers. And that's true. I understand the frustration, even for us. I think it's good because we feel that you are here. So sorry for that, but you have means, and I repeated this, and I want you to understand that the convention, as it was said, is a time when we come together, we get some strength, but now we have to carry on after that. So it could be as, you know, we have time outside through the alternative media. It could be internet, the website, and then inshallah, just after this session, I will be at the booth, and this is something which I value a lot, where we can meet with the sisters and the brothers and have time to talk. And I know that you have questions, so please do that. I'm also asking you, because I saw also so many brothers and sisters who are trying to write and to have articles, so please, once again, depending on the fields on which you are working, if you are writing papers, essays on Islam and contemporary issues, let us know that, because we want to expose your work, and not only having speakers, but having also students and researchers being published. So, inshallah, after the session. I got lots of, you know, the title, we are here reviving the Islamic spirit. Reviving the Islamic spirit, and we might have to define the Islamic spirit. Islamic spirit is about spiritualities, but it's also about respecting ourselves, as it was said right now, but also to be clear at least to try to get a vision about what are our priorities here, but also in the Muslim majority countries. And many are coming to me and saying, we don't hear anything, and we are hearing about problems in Turkey, problems in Egypt, problems in Bangladesh, problems in Syria, problems in Palestine, and silence. So tomorrow morning, inshallah, at 11 o'clock, we are going to talk about this, and we have to talk about it. This is a moral duty. No. You stop it now, okay? I'm going to be the teacher. You just think about what we are saying. We need to talk about this, at least to have a vision, and at least that silence is not the right answer to what is happening. And to say, you know, I'm not involved in politics, this is also politics. Silence in this time is politics. And no, not only this, when we have some voices that are saying strange things in the Muslim majority countries, hearing scholars saying and supporting dictators, that's fine. At least don't tell us that you don't do politics if you support dictators. This is politics. But in fact, also being able to support some regimes when they are killing innocent people and civilians, I think that as Muslims we have to be ready for diversity of opinions, if and only if. You are not going to be against our principles. No, never. We will accept torture and killing civilians and saying, I have no opinion. I have opinion. Killing civilians, it's no way, not acceptable, and we have to say it. And anyone who is going to tell me, in the name of Islam, I'm supporting this, I say, we might not have the same understanding of Islam, but I'm not going to let you say that in the name of my religion, because I understood from the Prophet ﷺ, help your brother and your sister when they are right and when they are wrong. And when it's wrong, it's to prevent you from doing wrong or saying wrong, because Islam cannot be supporting dictators. That's not possible. So I think that I'm not going to talk about that now, but tomorrow I think we'll have time, and the organizers allocate us and give us time to deal with some of these issues, inshallah. As to today, I'm talking about respect. And once again, you know, in 30 minutes, when we have such a heavy topic, it's very difficult to talk about it. And as I'm always saying, I'm referring to some of the books. And unfortunately, many of you students, you have time and you have access to books and you don't read. For example, you know, the whole thing that has to do with, for example, how do we live in this contemporary world as Muslims in Muslim majority countries or in the West? When I wrote the book Western Muslims, and I was talking about the vision, the priorities, I got, after 10 years, people coming with the same questions. It's as if we are not moving, so we have to move now. We have to come with the vision, understanding what are the principles of our message and what are the priorities and in which way we deal with people in this society. We have to move, and to move means that we have to study history, we have to read books, we have to understand the context, we have to understand how we want to deal with our societies, youth societies in the United States of America or in Canada here, for the future. So please take time, and take time to understand your religion and understand where you live in this society. Yesterday, I spoke about two words, and I was saying, look, our understanding of Islam should be based on wisdom, al-hikmah, and courage, al-shaja'ah, al-jur'ah, which is what is needed today. We need people who are wise as to their understanding and courageous as to the struggle. Because there are struggles that are coming and we need to be equipped. Now remember, 2 years ago, when I came here, I was saying and I was repeating every day when I was talking, take a distance. Take a distance means what? Don't be emotional. Come back to yourself. Try to find in your heart, in your mind, a way to deal with the Islamic principles, an inner peace. Take a distance. Because you are in a society where our jihad is to be attacked, and Islam is targeted. Muslims are targeted. We know this. All the surveys and the statistics are showing that we are attacked in our religion. It's not only about, you know, extremism. All this business about radicalization is just for some a way to touch Islam and to target Islam. So we know this, so we have to take a distance and come to ourselves and be able to say, okay, I have to take time for myself. Last year, I was repeating, take care of yourself, which is in this society, if you want to face the challenges, you need to take care of yourself, take time, silence, get the deep understanding of Islam. And this year, with this take a distance, take care of yourself, now it's wisdom as to our behavior, courage as to the context. So the whole thing is a vision of what should be a Muslim personality and mindset in our society now. Having said that, we come to the understanding of Islam, and we need to understand few things that are important here. In fact, I was talking yesterday about the jihad of meaning, which is the way we respond to what is happening. But we need to understand the very meaning of jihad. Everywhere around us, many people are talking about jihad as if it's a call towards war, while in fact, Islam and jihad is a call towards peace. In fact, Islam is for us a message of peace. But peace has conditions. And we need to get that right, that we are going to struggle. So anyone now, in the name of peace and love, who is going to remove jihad from your vocabulary and terminology is not getting it right. And anyone who is reducing jihad to jihad in nafs is not getting it right. Jihad is resistance and reform. Personal resistance, personal reform. But resistance in this society and reforming this society. It's inward, outward. And not only inward, and we fly, we dream, and we don't change the society. I'm not here for that. I'm not in the West by accident. I should be a gift, I should be a presence that is understanding. First, be at peace with yourself. Try to get it. Try to change yourself, to understand the very meaning of Ar-Rahma min Ar-Rahman. And then وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. So you get that peace and you spread. Ifshu salam. Ifshu salam, this is our main goal. But we know that at the same time, when the Prophet ﷺ arrived in Medina saying, Ifshu salam, he knew that the time was going to start where people are going to attack more and more. We are not going to respond to attacks by attacking. We go beyond that. What we want is salam, but we know that the people are going to attack us. So we have to be equipped. So how are we going to do that? And this is where we should understand in this struggle the very meaning of two words. Al-Rahmah wal-Ihtiram. Ihtiram al-Nafs, respecting ourselves, as it was said. So now, if you come to our understanding as Muslim, our message is about what? As I said, Ar-Rahman allama al-Qur'an. The most merciful, the compassionate, sent us Al-Qur'an. Al-Qur'an for us is a gift, it's coming from Rahmatullah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is protecting us with the book. And then the way he's sending messages is out of his rahmah to us. Allama al-Qur'an khalaqa al-insan. And then the way we are going to express ourselves is also coming from Ar-Rahman. Allamahu al-Bayan. We know that. Now, what we also know is that our understanding of Ar-Rahmah is the way Allah is ruling the world. And I liked very much what was reminded by Sheikh al-Maghrawi during the retreat when he was saying, in fact, when you come to Surah Taha, Ar-Rahmanu ala al-Arsh istawa. The power, al-Arsh here, the throne, is based on Ar-Rahman, meaning he's ruling the world not out of justice with us, but out of Rahmah. He's a Rahman. He's going to go beyond a calculation of what we do right or wrong, because if he was to calculate this, we will all end up not in paradise. So it's out of Rahmah. All this, it's part of our message. Huwa Ar-Rahman, Huwa Ar-Rahim, Huwa Rabbul Alameen. And then this understanding for us is to get it right. And then he's telling us, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Meaning, your message out of my rahmah for you should be a rahmah for the people around you. A blessing, a gift. So we are understanding our presence with this. But as I was saying, we need to come with the very deep understanding of the conditions. How are we going to be like this? How are you going to follow in the footsteps of the Prophet ﷺ? And this is why everything that we find in Islam, and this is why us, living in the West, we have a problem. We don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to communicate. Allamahul bayan means come to your principles, come to your heart. And you know that the knowledge of Allah is between you and your heart. We need to find the right words, the right way to translate the meaning of Islam to people, because this is a universal message. And if the people don't get it, it's not because they are all kuffar, it might be because we don't know how to express the message. So when we speak about, for example, all the struggle, a woman came to me, she's not a Muslim, and she told me, I heard this message about, you know, this struggling against your ego and trying to get this peace and serving the people. Wow, I didn't know that it was so deep in Islam. Why didn't she know? But because this is our problem. The problem is that we have to reconcile ourselves with the universality of this message. And not only by talking about values, but talking about this deep dimension of inner peace, inner stability. This what we want as Muslims is, this is what we have to express in a way which is, we are here to get that peace, and we understand something. How are we going to get that peace? It's something that it is in the Quran. At'im al-miskin, which is you have to be showing this kind of compassion towards the poor people. We are here to serve. In Islam, Rahmah, it's the way we serve ourselves, the first dimension, الرحمة رحماء بينهم, means that the way we have to be with ourselves is to come to our heart and try to educate ourselves. The very understanding of Islam is based on this. It's based on take care of yourself, come to your heart and pray, fast, be spiritual and Rabbani in your life, and then be in this society someone who is expressing the universal values. The people around you should get it out of our presence now. As it was said, is not to preach Islam with words, is to show Islam with deeds. This is the way we are, al-witness. لِتَكُونُوا شُهَدَاءَ. It's this that we need to get as Muslims. And we need to have this. We need to understand that one of the main jihad of Western Muslims, Canadian Muslims, American Muslims, is the way they behave and the way they speak. A universal message and an example in the way they are acting. The added ethical value of Muslims in our society. And this is where we are respecting ourselves, and this is where we have to be involved in this. Now, it's not only this. The people around you, they are going to look at you. And you, as Muslims, we keep on repeating one verse that we know. Ya ayyuhan nas. إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُم مِّن ذَكَرٍ وَأُنثَىٰ وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. We keep on repeating this. We created you from a male and a female, and we made you nations and tribes in order for you to know each other. That's fine, but you know what you very often say or imply by saying this? You say to the people, you should know us as Muslims. But this is not what the verse is saying. The verse is saying, لِتَعَارَفُوا. How much time do you allocate to show to the people, because I respect my mind and I respect the verse, I'm taking time to know you, to know my fellow citizens. Don't take it that way. You know what? We are the victims. You should know about Islam. What do you know about the people around you? What do you know about the people around you, which is showing your intellectual respect? Respect your mind as you respect the Quran, mean respect the people. Show that you care about them. You want to know what they think. It's not, I have the truth, tell me about how much you are wrong. That's not going to be Islam in this society. In this society, we have to be serious about the verses that we are quoting. It means that we have to share knowledge, to take from the people, to know about them. And this is why when you know about them, you can respond to what you say. You know, in Surah, when the story of Musa, إِمَّا أَن تُلْقِيَ, are you going to be the first one to throw, or we throw the first? What did he say? بَلَا قَالَ أَلْقُوا. You. Bal alqu mean throw. I want to see your evidence. I want to know you. I want to know who you are. First you speak and then I respond. No, we are not like this. We quote the verse and we expect from the people to know us and not us to know them. And this is where, be careful here. It has to do with respecting ourselves. If you live in Canada and you don't know anything about the society and you want to give to the society, this is a contradiction in terms. You need to know the people. You need to have access to what they think, to have access to their psychology. At the end, you are Canadian or you are Americans. And this is Islam. Islam is not, I tell you to know me. No, I tell myself, because I respect my mind, that I have to know you. And I have to know who you are. And even for the converts here in this room, be careful with anyone who is telling you, forget about your cultures here. No, take it, because it helps you to understand and to be able to communicate with the people. So I think that this is something which is important in our understanding of Islam. And this is also something that we have to express. Now, it means also that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, out of these principles, that we need to be open to cultures, that we need to be open to ways of communication, and to be able also to share with our fellow citizens anything which has to do with our understanding of freedom, our understanding of culture, our understanding of imagination, our understanding of taste, our understanding of feelings. There is nothing wrong with Islam in this. Exactly the opposite. The same principles and openness towards the society. This is part of our understanding. Yesterday, John Esposito was saying that we keep on repeating, you have to be good with your neighbor. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لجاره ما يحبه لنفسه. You're not going to complete your faith if you don't like for your neighbor what you like for yourself. Now your neighbor, by the way, it's the neighbor who is a non-Muslim, people of other faiths. And it could be also that your neighbor now is on your TV set in the living room, that you know what is happening. And you have to have this global understanding that you want for them what you want for yourself. So we need now to understand the universality of Islam, but we should not repeat it verbally. We should feel it physically, heartily, within our heart and within our being here in this society. And this is why all the messengers, when even they were rejected, they were able to say, Ya qawmi, you are my people. You are my people, I means I care. I want to know who you are. I want to do something with you. So this is respecting my brother in humanity. And this is not new. In 14th century, you have something that came much later in the West, which is al-ukhuwa al-insaniyya. Ya ayyuhan nas, one humanity. And you are my brother and my sister in humanity. So I care about you. Even, and so much, that in the fiqh, I'm not going to judge you as a being, even though I judge and I can judge your actions. I don't reduce you to your actions. I can say to somebody, I don't like what you do, but I respect who you are, because who you are is karamat al-insan. Look at that, karamat al-insan, the dignity of human being. So you might be better than what you do with yourself. And I respect who you are, I don't like what you do. Look at this message. If you say this, you go outside and you are able to talk to the people like this and say, wow, no, we are doing the opposite. I see what you do, I judge who you are, and I put you in hellfire. That's the point. I say, some people are now even talking about Mandela. Where is he? I don't know. What he's going to be? I don't know. And the only thing that I want to say, Allahu A'lam, and silence. I will take from his life everything which is good to help me to educate myself. This is my respect towards him. As to his destiny, Allahu A'lam, and keep quiet. Don't say anything. The only thing that I got from him is something which is a very courageous man with principles to the end. He's not the one who sold his mind and his being. So this is something as Muslims that we can get. Now, let me tell you something which is important. You were talking about your father, rahimahullah, Malik Shabazz. And Malik Shabazz, at the beginning, for years, he was thinking about or translating, because he was misled and he acknowledged this, the universal message of Islam into the community of the black superior people. And he went and experienced and he changed. But it's not only the way he looked at the world that changed. There is something which is deeper than that. And you get this when you come to the verses of the Quran and say, okay, look, we are here in Canada and we read the verse telling us, وَمِنْ حَيْثُ خَرَجْتَ فَوَلِّ وَجْهَكَ شَطْرَ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ وَحَيْثُ مَا كُنْتُمْ فَوَلُّوا وُجُوهَكُمْ شَطْرَهُ لِأَلَّا يَكُونَ عَلَيْكُمْ Sorry, I have it here. I don't want to make a mistake. لِأَلَّا يَكُونَ لِلنَّاسِ عَلَيْكُمْ حُجَّةٌ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْهُمْ فَلَا تَخْشَوْهُمْ وَاخْشَوْنِي وَلِأُتِمَّ نِعْمَتِي عَلَيْكُمْ. Look at this verse. The verse is a very important one. They say, from wherever you are, face al-Qibla, mean the Masjid al-Haram. حيثما كنتم فولوا وجوهكم شطرة. Wherever you are, do the same. So you follow the Prophet ﷺ. The Qibla is I'm facing, al-Qibla mean I'm turning my face and I'm turning my heart. لئلا يكون لئلا يكون حجة عليكم. I don't get that point, sorry. لئلا يكون للناس عليكم حجة. So the point here is for the people not having evidence against you, إلا الذين ظلموا. You are going to face people who are going to be unjust. And then وَلِأُتِمَّ نِعْمَتِي. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am going to complete my my gift. I'm going to complete my favor. You have another verse. اليوم يئس الذين كفروا من دينكم فلا تخشوهم واخشوني اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي. Look at this. Twice, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is putting in the same verse that you are going to face attacks. You are going to face people who are going to attack you. And they are not going to be happy with what you have. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the same verse, أتممت. I perfect the favors. As if when you got Islam as a favor and rahmah, be careful, you are going to find people الذين ظلموا منهم and the people يئس الذين كفروا من دينكم, the people who are going to be against us. So the perfection, the complete message at the end in Surah Al-Ma'idah is telling us, Muslims, be ready. You are going with a message of peace and rahmah. You have to share these values with people and you have to show them. But at the same time, you have to understand that with this message, you are going to be attacked and you have to be ready for that. Malcolm X understood something when he came back from Hajj, but he's not the only one. All of us, we have to understand that. That the point was not to be with black people against white people. No, it was to be with people of principles versus people who have no principles. And he understood black, white, poor, rich, all together, we have to come together. So the point here is something which is important. You, Canadian and American Muslims, living in this society, you have to get it right now. That not only we come in this society by saying, look, you know what? It's a jihad of meanings. It's a jihad against poverty. It's a jihad against marginalization, against racism. This is the jihad that we have. But now what we also have to understand that in this society, we will have to find brothers and sisters in humanity who are going to be on our side, principled, and not only Muslims against or Muslim for. We are very quick to say, we Muslims, we have principles. But we have to understand that in this struggle, what he understood, when Malik Shabazz said after he came back from the Hajj, is not, no, it's not black against white. Now I have to deal with Africans, I have to deal with Europeans, I have to deal with Americans, white or black, from the south or from the north. Let us come together and struggle for what is right. Let me tell you something. You are sitting here in this room. With how many Canadian citizens, men or women, are you working for the struggle of justice, peace, dignity, and reform in these societies? You're not going to change Canada if you isolate yourself, say you don't know about Islam. No, they are not going to know about Islam if you are on the margin. And the point to respect ourselves is to look for people who have principles. We are not going to share everything. We are not going to share everything. We have lots of differences, but what is coming from the Quran is, let us come together. And the Prophet ﷺ was doing this when he said, Hilf al-Fudul, the pact of the virtues, was about what? Was about people beyond their clan, their tribes, beyond their affiliation, saying, justice is justice for all. We are not going to be selective. And us as Muslims, you have to show this. You have to be for justice for all. You are not only being there when we speak about Islam. Wherever there are injustices, you are here. You are on the side of the oppressed. But you're here. You have to be courageous. I said it. Wisdom as to our understanding and courage as to our struggle. Get it right. Allahumma nas'aluka an taj'alana min ahli al-hikmah wa ahli al-shaja'a. So this is what we want to be. We are asking him to be like this in our society. So the way we are going to deal with the people is not only, you know what, we are nice. I'm sorry. You have lots of people today in Canada. They are going to be with you when it comes to struggling for ethical things. This morning I was sitting here listening to Sayyid Nasr when he was talking about environment. He was saying something which was so deep in the understanding. Say, you know what, science, modern science now, they are talking about the quantitative and not the qualitative. They are talking about godless science versus science in the name of ethics. He was talking about the fact that science today is about power. Our science is about what? Wisdom. Do you think that we are the only one thinking like this? We should find people in this society having exactly the same position. And I met myself, Jews, Christians, Buddhists, people having exactly the same. We need to have alliances, ethical alliances. So it's not only to come and say, peace and love, we are nice, you know, we Muslims, we love you. Of course we love you, but we love justice in you and not oppression. We want Canada to stand for justice. We are a gift, and we are going to struggle with Canadian people, whatever they are. They can be Christians, they can be Jews, they can be Buddhists, they can be Hindus, as long as, no. You know what? Don't clap, but do it tomorrow. Start the job. Ask yourself, how many people, you know, somebody came to me this morning telling me, you are telling us that we have to have friends that are not Muslims. Of course you have friends that are not Muslims. How come you live in Canada and you are going to isolate yourself? What is this? What is this mentality? You want to teach the world and then they are isolated and say Muslim for Muslims, and every time we speak about Muslims, we are here. We are oppressed. I'm sorry. What about the black people? What about the native Canadian, the Native American? What is done to them is unacceptable. Where are you? Are you the non-selective citizens who are ready to say, we will never give up on Palestinians and we will never give up with black South African people who are still struggling for justice? This is where we are. This is who we are. This is what we want. So get it right. Stand up now in this society and do the job, but with the very deep understanding that, as I said at the beginning, it's a spiritual struggle. Ruhama bainahum, we are full of rahmah. We are ready for this because we are equipped. We know why we are waking in the morning to pray Fajr. We know why we are with Allah. We know what it means to say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, because anything is possible. And we need to get that as something which is essential in our understanding of Islam. So, as I was saying, we have to identify our allies. But it's not allies for power. It's not allies for benefit. It's allies for justice, for ethics, for serving the people. Jihad against poverty, jihad for freedom, jihad against racism, jihad. And we changed the word into something which is very positive. We did this in Mauritius. We started with all the communities of jihad against poverty, and they got another understanding of jihad. Instead of removing the word, we give it the right definition. But we have to do it. Who is going to do it? And we have to be mainstream. And we have to come from all the different dimensions. It has to come with social activism, political presence, cultural presence, mainstream. I'm very happy to see now that Yusuf Islam is coming back mainstream and being able to say something which is completely Islamic, but not repeating every 3 sentences Islam to make the people, the Muslims, be at peace. No, you know what? We can have a very powerful Islamic message without always having Islamic in the title or in the text or in the lyrics. Let us talk about something which is universal. This message, Allamahul Bayan, learn. At least be Canadian, know how to talk to your people, but be the people who are serving. And let me end with something. Because, yes, I know. Okay. Let me tell you something. You know, the Prophet ﷺ told us shoulder against shoulder in the mosque. Why? Because the shaitan shaghal, he can enter and be between us. So we need within the community to identify a shaitan among us. And sometimes you look at people who are not Muslims, people of other faith, and you can see signs of Allah's presence with them. So sometimes we have to be very cautious with a shaitan among us and Allah with them. That Allah is showing His rahmah sometimes with people. You know why I'm saying this? Because I'm very sad. And someone came to me and said, you know, Tariq, we feel that you're upset. I am. I'm upset because I don't like the silence of brothers and sisters facing injustices and seeing what is happening in the world and say, okay, you know what? We are good Canadians and we don't want to speak out. I'm upset with some brothers and sisters coming here and telling us to keep quiet on issues, saying we don't do politics. In fact, by their silence, they are doing politics. I'm upset because what I see is that too many Muslims today are scared, while I see people who are not Muslims who are much more courageous than us. I have seen people who have they are not saying La ilaha illallah, but when they see what is happening in Egypt or in Syria or in Yemen or in Palestine, they speak out. I saw, when I was banned from this country, someone who is an atheist coming from a Jewish background, Noam Chomsky, who was one of the first to sign the petition against the government to let me in. But I saw some Muslim organizations disappearing. Great courage. Great courage. So may have to learn, please. We have to be humble, to work with humility. Find some brothers and sisters in humanity who are courageous, and be careful not to confuse all the Muslims with courage, because we have some Muslims who are not courageous at all. They are ready to sell their religion in the name of position, power, and money. So I'm not going to blame them, but I'm not going to rely on them. Atawakkalu ala Allah. Atawakkalu ala Allah means I need to find the people who are going to work with me. And if now Muslims are ready in Canada to be silent about injustices around the world, I can tell you it's very worrying. If you, with all the freedom you have, you are not able to come with a vision of what we have to do in Canada, in the States, to support our brothers and sisters in humanity around the world, Muslims or people of other faiths, if you are not able to be the people who are calling for justice and to be the voice of the voiceless, I'm very worried about us. It means that we are losing faith. It means that we are not confident. If you are confident, you are wise and courageous. اللهم اجعلنا من أهل الحكمة والشجاعة. اللهم آمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.